I need music. I can't live in silence. Oh shit. This VOD is getting muted. Whatevs. No music. Alright, if this actually helps anybody, you have to tell me, because I have no idea if this is actually helpful. Okay, so he can like reposition people and he reses them. That's like, you know, that's a passive. It's better than Wraith passive, for sure. That's like one of the best passives in the game, in my opinion. I've heard a lot about this, like you can turn it, which is insane. You can out heal Gibiotes, even though this isn't gonna like tank a Gibiot. You can pop a bat and then cover 180 degrees and actually just heal against the Gibiot, and you'll actually be okay. So you can deal with a Gibiot with a tactical, which is monstrous. That's really good. As long as you have batteries. If you don't have batteries, not so good. This I've also heard a lot about. I've heard that the range on this and the animation speed is very fast and very long distance. So he can actually be used like a Wraith, or he can use to extend onto, like, if your Wraith is extending alone, which your Wraith should be if her Q's up, and she hits maybe 80 damage purple, he can leap to her with his ulti and then help her. But I don't know this for sure. I've just heard it from Doc. Monstrous map update. New POI. They changed North Pad. That's good. That's cool. Maybe Mill and Cave and Barometer aren't just gonna be the only OP places in Stormpoint. I mean, these buildings are pretty boring. The buildings they design now are so bad compared to like Season 0 KC buildings, where it actually takes skill to hold a building. These are so easy to caustic up, basically. They're just very linear, like boring buildings, not very interesting, in my opinion. IMC armories, I don't even know how good IMC armories are gonna be, but my POI is gonna have one in comp at Lightning Rod, so I'm happy about that. Stormpoint Olympus World's Edge. Man, Stormpoint should not be like a pub rotation map. It's like playing hide and seek. Horrible. Okay, so there's tiered demotion now. That's insane. Entry cost adjustments. I really wonder what those are, and I hope they're like, that could be really bad if they mess that up. Rework of ranked points to promote team play. Okay, whatever. What are the actual changes? 1 second. Motherfuckers. Okay, they're trying to make team play more important, accurate skill, so like better matchmaking, I guess, or better, like more accurately represents your skill, better competition. So trying to elevate the overall environment. So like my suggestion in the past is like just make ranked ALGS point system, because it's uncapped. There's unlimited potential for skill. You know, teams can get 30 kills potentially. You know, that's like unrealistic, but teams can get like 20 kill games in ALGS plus a win. if they just play really out of their mind, and that should be rewarded. It shouldn't be capped like how it is in ranked. So I feel like that would be a good change if they did that. Let's see what they actually do. Yeah, so they literally just reword that. Okay. Everyone on a team will receive some RP when one of them gets a kill. So I wonder if this is like ALGS level of 1 KP equals 1 team KP, or if it's like, oh, you get 20% of my RP that I get when I kill people. Either way, this is a step in the right direction. That's really good. We'll see. Kill RP cap is removed. Wait, why don't they say the specific change like how they do down here, up here? That's weird, but yeah, so like this doesn't make any sense to ever have a kill RP cap, you know? Like it's always, you're always a better player the more people you can kill. That's just how it is, objectively. Everyone knows that. If you get a fucking 25 bomb in like a pub, for example, and someone else can only get 7 kills consistently, at least, or like that's like their daily peak, you know, they can hit like a game like that. Obviously the one who can get 25 kills is most likely better, so it's more accurate representation of skill, removing the RP cap. I don't know why people ever were scared of this. I know a lot of people on Twitter, a lot of pro players were saying like, oh, it's just gonna be deathmatch. All you have to do to get rid of the deathmatch aspect of if you remove kill cap is increase the reward for a win. It's that simple. Like if ranked ever becomes too heavily focused on killing people, that just means wins aren't valued enough. You need to increase the value of wins, not cap the kill points. You never want to hard cap something like related to skill, or at least skill representation, because then you just have the 25 kill versus 7 kill thing, which is just bonkers. Like, why would that ever be a thing? And I'm surprised it took them so long to do this, but I'm really happy about it. Worth increasingly less, down to a minimum. Base value of each kill is worth increasingly less. This is kind of stupid, but also kills early game, kills during different phases of the game are like the difficulty changes, but then this also reinforces a more passive playstyle where, like, let's say you're gonna get 3 kills. The first 3 kills are worth the most. 3 to 6 is like worth. It's not that worth. So you may as well just cost a camp in a building and then get your free like 3 KP from scouting people across the map at end zone. Basically, my point is, late game you're gonna be sitting in a building, and other people are gonna be rotating in your LOS. And you're going to be able to get free kills. Whereas early game, you're going to have to 3v3 people in more isolated fights. It's going to be more skill based. And so people who do that versus people who just camp end game, the people who fight early are going to be punished for being better players. Still, this is better than it used to be, but it's still like, why do this? Like, if you add diminishing returns to kills, that's the same thing as a hard cap. At some point, basically, there becomes a point where it's just not even worth it to go for kills, which is the exact same outcome as the last rank system. So we have to see like how relevant this is. Yeah, this is really good that they realize this, and they change it to 15 seconds. So 50% increase. Like, yeah, these changes are good, but they could be better. Like, I don't know why they're doing these like testing the waters type of changes. Just change the assist timer to like, I mean, assists shouldn't be a thing. If your team gets 1 KP, that should add to everyone equally. It's a team game, you know, there are roles. Some people stay behind and anchor, some people extend. You know, some people play Wraith, some people play fucking Watson. And like they're both valuable. They're both characters in the game, and they're acting like they're not by having assists be like an actual thing. Like the assist timer being a thing. Assist timer should not be a thing. You shouldn't even have to damage someone to be able to get an assist. Sometimes the value you add to a team is not actually like in a particular situation. It's just creating a foundation for a teammate to extend and make a play. For example, if you're playing Caustic and you have to anchor a building, if you extend with your Wraith, you're gonna potentially throw the game. But oh my god, I better hit them like with a 12 with my PK at least, because if I don't get an assist. It's just stupid. I don't know why it's so hard. I don't know. I don't think anyone is stupid on the other side, you know, in respawn. I want to know like the reason. I want to know the beneficial like thing that they're going for by having this like weird dichotomy between ALGS point system and ranked. I don't know why it's different at all. We may as well have them be the same. Otherwise, you know, one of them is a worse skill representation than the other. And we should work on one overall system and build that up. But oh well. Okay, so I wonder how easy it is to demount. And I also wonder if they're still gonna bracket diamond. Like diamond, master, plat, like once you're plat 4, oh you just play against plat 1, etc. Or like, oh you're plat 4, you play against gold. Like gold 1, plat 4, around that area. I don't know what this means. 100 RP tier promotion bonus. Oh, okay, so when you promote, you're buffered. Okay. Wow. A 5 RP, like entry cost increases by 5 RP every 1000 RP beyond master. Okay, so this is really, like, this makes sense if every 1000 RP you're facing opponents. If matchmaking gets harder every 1000 RP, then this makes sense, kind of. In a way, entry cost increase is kind of redundant because your chance of winning a game goes down when you rank up anyways, when you face better opponents. That is the actual entry cost, is the skill. Like the difficulty of the game, the chance of you winning going down is the entry cost. Masters would not be hard if you were fighting. Even if you're risking 160 RP per game, it would not matter if you're playing against gold players. You'd win every game. So I don't know why there's entry costs discrepancies between ranks. It's really weird. And then on top of this, matchmaking does not get harder every 1000 RP past Masters. It's basically a Masters pred lobby. Unless they change that. I don't know. Maybe they did, but I don't think we have the player base to actually make that even possible. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know, this is just very redundant. It's not going to affect anything except a number on your screen. It's not going to affect who you fight, how good you are, the outcome of any game you play within a certain skill bracket. It's just weird, especially once you're already at the highest skill bracket, and getting more RP makes zero difference except Twitter clout, you know? Like, this is just weird. Anyways, kill RP. The base kill values by placements. Placing worse. Okay, so basically placement matters more, which is really good. I mean, the description sounds good of this. Just making placement more important. Like, I think placement should matter more, and I think kills should be uncapped, and then it's perfect. Then it's perfectly skillful, and yeah, you just aren't capped by your skill. Although I don't really know if you should scale the value of kills per placement at all. Because like I said, the difficulty, it like how hard it takes to get kills early end game. Oh, 1 second. What was I saying? Okay. Yeah, the difficulty, like how hard it is to get kills early game, mid game, and late game, it's all completely different. So if you get 9 kills but place 10th, okay. Yeah, so if you get 9 kills, 10th place, that's like a lot better in my opinion than placing like 6th and like 6 kills or 5 kills. Oh. What is this even? This is kill value. Okay. How much RP you get? So it's 20, like a kill goes from a kill get like the value of a kill gets multiplied by 25 if you get first place, which is, this is really stupid. I don't know. This is weird. This is really weird. I don't hate it, but I think kills should just be a flat value like in ALGS. This is kind of like the old rank system where you just need like 3 KP and 3rd to 1st place and you're gonna get really good gains. And basically what this system tells you is it's not worth it at all to fight early game. And that's just not true at all in competition. So like the tournaments that are held that showcase the best players in the world, supposedly, you know, like we use this system to dictate what makes you a good player, where kills do not scale with placement. But now we have a completely different system where kills actually don't do anything until you're like 10th place. So kills like multiply by 2.5 from 10th to 1st place. That is a pretty small amount of scaling. Okay, so getting 10th, 9th place is not twice as easy as it is to get first. Getting first is a lot harder than it is to get 9th or 10th. A lot harder. It's not twice as hard. It's not 2.5 times as hard as it shows on this with regards to point scaling. So from 10th to 9th, it goes up very little. But from 20th to 10th, which I think is not very hard, it's not hard to get 10th, it's not hard to get 9th. And I'm thinking like tournament setting, where like you're playing against really like the best players in the world. Even then, 10th, 9th place isn't anything crazy at all. But it scales 10 times the value from 20th, well, 14 plus to 10th or 9th place. That is mind-blowingly like illogical. I want to know like what Respawn achieves by doing this, because I don't think they're just stupid, you know. I'm not like saying that this is stupid, but there's an aspect of it that is completely like not mathematical at all when you're thinking of difficulty versus reward. You get 10 times the value. You 3v3 a team in 18th place, 17th, 16th, 15th. When there's two teams, they both have gear. It's not just super based on RNG. You win the fight, you get 3 points. You get 3 RP total for the whole fight. You get 3P'd, it's over. Like you've done nothing. Whereas if you just wait until 14th place, you wait till there's less squads, you're gonna get rewarded 5 times. Like it's just, you're basically gonna have to do nothing, get rewarded 5 times to 10 times. And then you're gonna have to do a lot between 10th and 1st. This is where you actually have to do a lot and you only get rewarded 2.5x. This is so weird. It's so weird. I really hate this. I think ranked is just way too different from tournament. It's very frustrating if you're competitive, if you're a player who like scrims, plays tournaments. It doesn't make any sense. You just want it to be the same. But it's better than the old system potentially with uncapped KP in terms of like if you end up surviving. But it's still not worth it. They've still made it not worth to fight before 10th place. 10th is when you start getting diminishing returns. You see like the difficulty between 10th and 5th is more significant, and like once you're getting 10 RP per kill, you may as well go for kills and be a little bit more risky. This kind of just emphasizes mid-game aggression. I know, this is insane. You just have to play really passive early game and just turbo loot. So basically the playstyle that I would recommend if you want to climb is, I mean, depending on your comp, if you're Caustic Watson, whatever, you can just go center zone with very little loot. Get to about 4th, 5th place for basically for free. You're gonna only have to do 1 risky-ish rotation potentially, and if you have beacon, it's gonna be pretty easy to avoid that if you learn circles at all. And then boom, you're getting 16 RP, 18 RP per kill. Just get like charge rifle, get a 30-30, whatever. Try to get 3 KP, 3 team KP, and it's as simple as that. You're gonna be chilling. If you're playing a more aggressive comp, let's say Ash, Jibby, Horizon, Valk, whatever, don't fight early game. You're gonna want to land uncontested. Contesting people is absolutely the worst thing you can possibly do in future seasons. You will actually gain nothing at all. You'll get fucked Even if you full wipe a team, it makes no difference on the RP whatsoever compared to last season. So basically just loot until mid game, until around 10th place. At 10th place is where you really want to ramp things up, okay? Because if you wait too long until 8th, 7th, you wait until the zone is too small. What did you wait for? 2 RP per kill? That's not worth. That's a bad investment, basically. 5th to 10th, or 5 RP to 10 RP, that's a very big jump, okay? And surviving from these 2 periods is super easy. So get 10th place if you're a more risky, aggressive team comp, and then start basically NASCARing around the map. Make sure you don't put yourself in like super low grounds positions, super bad neighborhoods or whatever, and it'll be fine. I mean, I haven't even taken into account like just static placement RP. So placement RP just straight up scales better than kills, which is, it's good. Placement needs to be very important, but kills just need to not be capped and not be worthless. And basically my complaints right now is that kills early game are worthless, and the game is telling you, okay, you should not have fought. It was not worth it for you to fight. Sure, you may have wiped 2 squads. Let's say you wipe 2 squads. Let's say you wipe 3 squads and you really pop off, okay? You land gauntlet, you get 3P'd by poverty, you wipe that team, maybe you win the contest gauntlet, now you have 6 team KP, you're 18th place. You get 4P'd, you wipe that team, you get 5P'd. Now you have 15 kills. Guess what? You only got 15 RP. It was basically worthless. It didn't do anything. You had a phenomenal early game, a really good game. Okay, you displayed a lot of skill, but the rank system completely disagrees with that and tells you, no, you're not good at the game. It's time to get demoted. You're actually a gold player, not a plat player. Time to get punished. Because until you get 14th place, kills are worthless. Or until you get 13th place, kills are absolutely worthless. So this is going to change a lot in terms of early aggression. You really just want to survive, but at least mid game aggression will be somewhat rewarded. Less reduce RP. Okay, so I don't think this should be, I don't know. I don't have a strong opinion on kill tier differences. It's whatever. Rookie tier. So there's a tier lower than bronze now. Sick. What's up? Droll Dryers. The best tags. I wonder if they'll ever change this in ALGS, where if you finish someone that has been knocked by a team that's eliminated, you just get the KP. That is one of the dumbest things to ever exist. That's probably the dumbest thing in terms of points, is being able to kill a downed player and get rewarded for it. Bonkers. Actually insane. Hopefully they add this to ALGS. Wait, this update is tiny. Oh wait, no, I'm reading the ranked stuff still. Okay. So this ranked update, I like it. I think early game aggression could be rewarded. Right now, the system basically tells you that early game kills take 0 skill, which is not true. You do have to try hard. You do have to click buttons and use your brain to kill people when you are in 14th plus place. But they're saying that a kill when you are in 14 plus place is 25 times easier to get than it is when you're in 2nd place, which I think is the complete opposite. I think late game kills are the freest things ever. You're constantly killing people rotating who don't even have a chance to fight back just because you have a better spot. People are fighting each other. You're constantly fighting 2 teams, 3 teams at once, and if you just ball formation, stay together, survive, you'll pick up a kill or 2 in like the end zones when the game is about to end. Lots of free KP going on in end games, and if anything, I would reward early game kills more than late game kills. If you were to imply that kills during different phases of the game are different difficulties and should be rewarded accordingly, I think this is completely backwards. But at least KP is uncapped now, and you can get like really banger games where you get first place 20 KP and you're rewarded for it. The only sad thing is you better not be trying to stack up kills before 13th place or 10th place. You know, before 13th place, it's like the most counterproductive thing ever in terms of points. It's the most it's zero reward, absolutely 0 reward to fight somebody. To interact with a team early game is 0 reward. This 1 point you get per kill, that's nothing. It's just stupid. Fighting a team early game is not, that's when the fights are most isolated and when it's most like 3v3 50-50. Up for 1v1, I don't know, maybe we'll see. I have no idea. Final circle, 15 squad fights in bronze. You know, you saying that makes me think maybe this is what we need in ranked, but still, I don't think so. Like, so it makes me realize when you say that like they're placing an unprecedented amount of emphasis on surviving when you get to the highest rank possible. That is going to be present anyways, you know, like if you make it so you don't have this crazy emphasis on, okay, don't fight early, please don't fight early, please, and you don't have this system telling you what to do, that's what's gonna happen anyways. In the highest elo is fighting early is discouraged anyways, you know, as long as placement is emphasized, like in terms of placement points, not reducing KP points. So I think KP should be just flat. I think it should always be 1 point, like one solid value, but placement point should like really scale so that they're not saying early game kills are pointless. And then if you say that early game kills are just as valuable as late game kills, which is arguable, but we don't need to have it be 25 times the value end game, okay? Anyways, if you have it be one flat value like ALGS, well, you can see what happens in ALGS. People aren't just fighting early game. People are looting. People are getting strong. They're generally avoiding fights, but if they have to fight, the team that wins gets rewarded. And that's how it should be. So this is super, it's so tilting. It's so frustrating. It's so ridiculous. It's so stupid. But they have to be doing this for a reason, you know. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that like whatever they value is obviously different than what I value. If they valued what I valued, it wouldn't look like this, you know. So I'm not gonna say they're stupid. They got different goals in mind. Oy oy oy. No, rank change is generally good. That's like I don't know. It's good. It's good. Just don't fight early game. It's just really lame to like really discourage it that much. it's really depressing actually, because they're probably never gonna change that for another 2 years. But it's better than it was before, I think. Uncapped KP makes it a million times better. This KP scaling makes it like 50 times worse, but you know, it's a net positive, whatever. Fortified no longer reduces headshot damage. That's really good for me. Wingman Beast. Headshot monster. Damn, no 1v1. Yeah, probably not. Probably not. I don't know what I'll end up doing after this. I'll probably just sit in silence in the void for like 8 hours and do nothing. Flatline is going to be OP as fuck. Flatline trades almost as good as a R3 in the ranges that it matters. So R3 is going to be better long range. Flatline is better mid to close range, where the game is mostly played and where trades mostly happen. Basically, if you're 5 seconds of movement speed away from the enemy, you're like pretty close range, and that's where Flatline is going to do basically the same damage as an R3. The Flatline recoil is not going to like reduce its DPS very much. Flatline only has 10 less base DPS than an R3. So Flatline trades almost as well as an R3, basically as well as an R3 mid to close range, but it has a 540 damage all-in. R3 has a 380 damage all-in. It's a significant difference between the all-ins that these two guns have when you get close range, but the trading is, you know, slightly better for R3. So Flatline, I don't know why everyone is forcing Wingman on characters that do not need to jiggle cover and hold off angles. Wingman is a defensive gun. It has 114 DPS. Flatline has 180. R3 has 190. It is ridiculous that people are using these jiggle guns over Flatlines and R3s. These guns are busted. These guns are absolutely busted. They're just not as defensive as a Wingman. Kraber nerf make it no longer instant. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Gold weapons are so weird. Whatever. Who cares about gold weapons, honestly? So they're reducing overall headshot damage and making purple helmet like worth crafting. I think this is insane. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Why do headshots get cucked so hard in this game? That's another thing that's really weird about this game is helmets. Why do headshots like it just buffs edge teams. I'm not gonna complain. You know, if you're a Caustic Watson team, you're sitting in a building in minute 2 and you're not moving, you're not looting, you have a fucking white helmet, and I pull up with a purple helmet, you know, I'll take the win. I'll take the dub. Fuck it. Fuck center zone teams. That shit is so boring. Keep buffing the helmets, whatever. It's just sad. I should not be aiming at the head. I really should not. In certain situations, I guess. Multiplier down. Yeah, I heard it's not insta down anymore. So that's really good. Little rampage nerf. That's good. Makes it a little bit less versatile. You have to be ready for your all-ins. A tiny bit more ready for your all-ins. Wait, so they just nerfed the L-Star. Wait, they just straight up nerfed the L-Star. Why? Was the L-Star really that good? Are people really complaining about the L-Star? Do they know what patch this is? They already nerfed the L-Star. I don't know if they forgot, but I guess I won't go L-Star ever. Fucking ever. That's crazy. Reduced from 16 to 15. They're just nerfing all the LMGs. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay, LMGs versus rifles. Rifles are good for trading. LMGs are good for all inning because they don't have to reload. Okay, the LMGs have less DPS than a rifle, but you don't have to reload. So once you're on their head and cover doesn't exist that you can reload with, LMGs are better. If you nerf their overall damage, they're still going to be the best guns in the game at their niche in the close range. These nerfs make them less versatile. Okay, it makes picking them up and using them as an LMG and a rifle makes less sense, and you more so want to be picking it up on Bloodhound specifically, or maybe Wraith if you can try to get close range on Wraith and go crazy with an LMG. But generally I feel like it's really good on characters that can close the gap. If you're a gap close character and then you can go beast mode with an LMG, like, it's good. You can still use LMGs and go monstrous, but you can't be like a fucking Gibraltar Rampage user as much anymore. This nerf isn't very significant, but it's like a good change. Am I an IGL? Yeah. I have a lot of ALGS experience. Mostly in like earlier ALGS. I played with a lot of people in like Pro League, and then I took a break, and then I came back, and now I'm pretty washed, you know? So I'm coming back to comp, but like, it's been a while. But I made like grand finals and stuff, so I have, I'm like way deep into Apex, you know? Improve recoil at start of pattern. Okay, so this is really good for trading. This is really good for mid-range. This makes it more of a rifle. That's really good. And Havoc is a really good surprise gun. Havoc has 201 DPS, I'm pretty sure, which is insane. Okay, that's Volt DPS basically. Yeah, 201.6. This gun is most certainly slept on. It's a really, if you're an edge team, it's a really good gun. Okay, if you're able to close the distance, get mid-range where the recoil of Havoc is not going to be detrimental. If you get close mid-range, this gun is, I think it outperforms Flatline. I think it outperforms R3 easily. And I wish I saw people picking it up more. And I wish I could set the example of this more. But I play Wraith and I need to just hold off angles with Wingman. And it's, I don't know, it's weird. If you're not an off angle character, stop using the fucking Wingman. It has 114 DPS. Just use a Havoc, use a Flatline, use an R3. Go crazy. Really not that hard. Wingman is a huge waste if you're not having to use cover in between every shot. And you only have to do that when you're holding a super valuable off angle that asserts pressure from its position more so than like your gun DPS, which is exactly what like Wraith Pathfinder, maybe Horizon, not really Horizon, Octane sometimes, just off angle characters. Oh yeah, they're putting Massive in the crate. Okay, so I'm glad Wingman's not in crate, like was rumored. That's really good. Increased limb damage on PK. This is a big buff. This is really big. This is gonna affect every single game that you use a PK significantly. So I don't know, that's nice because I like PK. Might be a little bit busted, like a little bit. I feel like PK, I don't know, shooting their limbs. Limbs are just weird, you know? Limb scaling. Like, whether you shoot a limb or not doesn't come too down to skill. as much as how is the enemy reacting to you play when you're peeking them. Are they positioning? Are they holding? If they're repositioning slightly, you're pretty likely to hit a limb. One v one. Nah, I'm chilling. I haven't felt like 1v1ing in like a week. Get unwashed? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. My mental has to be unwashed before I even feel like playing the game and touching it. So I wonder what Spitfire DPS is now. I don't know. We'll have to check. I heard Spitfire is actually gonna be busted, and that it's gonna be able to trade versus rifles. We'll see. We can't really say much about this. Massive tie-in blast pattern. It's like old Massive. It's like season 0 Massive. That was really fun. I think this is fun, you know. It's gonna buff edge teams. It's going to be very, very frustrating to play against, but it's gonna reward edge teams or teams that get very, very lucky. But generally this is going to buff edge teams, so that's fun. We like edge. Sitting in buildings is boring, and care packages are one of the only reasons, or one of the reasons edge teams are a little bit stronger. So Rampart's just gonna be a bit faster overall. We'll see if that makes her good or better. I still think Rampart is like a oxymoron character. She's like using an LMG but unable to get close range. You know, she's like made for camping and shooting people crossing the open. That's where she's really the best. Against people trading against her, she's not crazy. And close range, she's certainly not crazy. And I feel like it's a weird niche sliver of the game to focus on, like being good at shooting people running at the open. Really? Really gonna stand behind a shield, limit your mobility, make it easier to trade against you after they break the shield? Everything gets nerfed except your ability to shoot people who don't fight back with Rampart. Rampart is the, if you really like shooting people who don't fight back character. She's the best at that. But, you know, that's usually not how the game goes. You can no longer freely spin while launching during Skyward Dive. This is good. Fuck Valk ults. I think Valk ults should be nerfed even harder. I think they should make it charge up slower so you have time to close the gap to a Valk team. I don't think they should be able to pop a Valk ult super fast and just get out. I think that is absolutely insane. All these teams that just Valk ult out when you're rotating on them in ALGS, it's so frustrating. So annoying. And I don't want to have to pick up a fucking charge rifle to charge them out of the air because I play Wraith and I don't want to have to depend on other people doing that. Okay, so you can't use abilities while out of bounds. So you're not going to be able to like pre-Jibby ult, pre-Caustic ult. It's not a big deal. You can't use weapons while out of bounds. Ordinances. This is big. Okay, so you can't nade people on the way down. Like, too early. You have to nade people while you're dropping, so the chance of you landing on your nade, if you're just going to like brute force a spot, is high, so you can't do that as easily. You have to use your nades a bit more strategically. This is good. Survival items, healing items. will not cancel mid healing. So if you start healing and then get out of bounds, okay, whatever. This is good for when a team Valk ults out, takes a bunch of damage, lands on an oob spot, heals, takes 5 seconds to pop a bat, and then they have 10 seconds to plan their oob. Now they have to oob and use their bat on the way down. Makes it a bit more punishing to Valk ult late game into an oob in front of 1 or 2 teams. Makes it really punishing, actually. So this is really good. This is really good. I still don't think it's gonna affect oobing too much, since most of it is going on mid game, where you're not going to be fried by the time you land on top of a mountain. You're gonna have full HP still in most oobs, but it's really good. I really hate seeing teams fucking oob late game like pussies and then just go on a mountain, heal, drop down. That's just cringe. It's so boring. So it's just, where's the punish? Apex used to be so much more punishing, and now we have this stuff. So this is a good change. All active passives. Okay. Good. Lava Siphon. Focus sightlines. What does this mean? Focus sightlines. We'll find out, because I land Siphon. Additional cover around lava siphons. Lava pits. Okay, so maybe there'll be a spot to hold. Maybe playing low ground will be viable a little bit more. Gonna loot is tweak. Oh, okay, so they nerfed it. So they nerfed gondolas, which, okay, I don't know how I feel about gondolas. Okay, so when I'm contesting Siphon, when I'm contesting Climatizer, it's good because I play Wraith and I can swerve onto the gondola if I see a purple armor, and then I can Q, and by the time the enemy team can try to punish me, the gondola has already taken off. Okay, so I can literally land on all 3 of the enemies as long as I'm playing Wraith. So this is a Wraith nerf, basically. This is a huge Wraith nerf, which I don't like, but it makes contesting more simple. It makes it easier, which is pretty lame. I think it should be more skillful, more reactive. And reacting to gondola loot is like a really good way to do that. Oh well, just gonna have to play around it. Hello. Arenas pricing adjustments. I am not gonna talk about arenas. Bug fixes. Fix for players inside bank smoke unintentionally getting aim assist on targets outside of smoke. Yo. Blackhand, Snoupii, this is a nerf for him specifically. Or maybe not Snoupii. I don't even remember who their Bang player is. But fucking controller teams with Bang? Oh my god, man. Thank the Lord. I'm sick of that shit. I really hope they add this to ALGS though. This is the dumbest thing in Apex. This was the dumbest bug ever, and it's existed forever. Why? Why, God? This is also cool. Okay, this is actually a big bug fix. Okay, not being able to see what's in a package before you loot it is it's not a big deal, but it's like it's significant. It's not crazy. When you're end game considering looting a package and you can see that you can fucking armor swap a package, it changes everything. If you're in a fight, how am I doing? Pretty okay. Doing okay. Same. New custom match system. Ooh, okay. This is good for organizers, and time between games are gonna get reduced. Match flow improvements. Oh my god. New launch parameters to pre-select viewing targets for observer. That's really good. So you make keybinds potentially for each individual player. So you could take each IGL of every team, make a keybind for each of them. Okay. 20 keybinds is all you need, and like you just have an extra keyboard if you're a TO or like a good spectator, and you fucking work it out. That's really, really good. Then when you see kill feed, you can instantly swap to that target instead of having to open the map, click on the target, figure out where. Like, this is huge if observers actually take advantage of it. This is going to make watching ALGS, watching any tournament, 50 times better. You're not going to be watching some guy loot at fucking poverty when Sentinels is out there fighting, or like ESA's shitting on someone. You're going to be able to instantly swap. You got to have top 5 team IGL keybinds memorized that you can do in 12 seconds, okay? And then past that, you can like memorize anything extra. For pubic, eesh. It's gotta be, no, it's not like everyone can host now. No, people can't host. It's not public to host now, but this is for every hoster, everyone who has a code, I would assume. This is really cool, okay? Just this, added new launch parameters to pre-select viewing targets or observer. If that means what I think it means, watching ALGS now just has a ton more potential. Why am I watching Snoupii, bro? I would much rather not. I just would much rather not. That was sick though. I hate controller players. I hate controllers, but you know, he shit on them. It will be hostable for everyone soon. Really. Okay. My soul is empty now. Don't know what to do. I'm gonna restart stream real quick so I can have this VOD be clean.